Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another session of Midweek Chatter with Wonder Girls. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Mabel. Hope everybody is keeping well as we enter our last week of Circuit Breaker. Allow me to share a little bit more about ourselves if you are new to Travel Wonder. Travel Wonder is a licensed online and offline travel company based in Singapore, specializing in active holidays. Join us in the future if you're looking for to cycle, hike, or run overseas. We can also plan all sorts of vacations that you desire, from romantic getaways, rest and relaxation trips, or even family fun trips. Our website is www.travel-wonder.com. Remember to check us out when you're ready to travel.
Please give us a like, comment, and share this broadcast. Today, we are happy to have Paul Chen from Ultimate Investing with us to share about investment during good times and bad times. Before we invite Paul online, we would like to announce the winners for last week's chatter. The winner with the most engagement during our live session is Colleen Ng. Congratulations on winning yourself a Ihan Carino hand cream from South Korea. We will be in touch with you via private message on the redemption of the gift.
This week, we are giving away a luggage belt with TSA lock, sponsored by Uniworld Boutique River Cruising. So keep the engagement up to increase your chances of winning.
So now let us welcome Paul online.
Hi.
Hello. Good
Hi.
afternoon.
Hi, Paul. How has your day been?
Yeah, it's good. I think with COVID-19 going on, I think every day is learning. I've just talking to the Wonder Girls that I went for a haircut for this special occasion yesterday, and I actually queued 1 hour to get my haircut done at QB House. And because of the COVID-19 things, there need to be social distancing, and also we need to have protocols and stuff. So even the hairdresser are actually learning, beside cutting hair for people, they're also learning how to do the QR code scanning and stuff like that. So I guess with COVID-19, everybody's learning nowadays.
True, that's true. I mean, learning about new technologies and all that.
Yeah.
Paul, would you like to share more about what you do at Ultimate Investing?
Okay, sure. So at Ultimate Investing, we actually conduct courses to teach people how to invest in stocks and shares. Our specialty is actually in the US market. One of the reasons why we teach people to invest in the US market is because of higher growth opportunities. There are actually 7,000 over companies in the US stock market compared to Singapore, which is
Wow.
hundreds. And also, we also use an instrument called options in the US market to actually enable us to have higher returns. So we use a combination of fundamental analysis. That means looking at the company, whether it's good, profitable, and stuff. And we also look at the technical part of it, meaning that we look at the charts and trends of the market. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. We often tease our members that we are also investment consultants because we advise them how much return on investment they'll get when they go on their happiness and health when they go on active trips. But before they can invest in us at Travel Wonder, it will be good to have extra income first.
Yeah, most people may think that a quick way to make fast bucks is to invest in shares, but it is similar to gambling, in my opinion, because the risk is high. Like the saying goes, 10 gamble, 9 will lose money. At least this is my own perception, but is this really true? Paul, can you correct my perception?
Actually, your perception is, but I would like to clarify between two terms. One is called risk, and the other is called risky. I'm not sure people in the audience, do they know the difference between risk?
No exercise.
Oh,
Sorry?
who is exercising?
Okay. So I'm not sure whether they know the difference between risk and actually risky. So actually, you realize that it is risky if you don't know what you are doing. In a lot of things, like even let's say if you are cycling, if you're not a very good cyclist and you don't know which route you are going, it could be risky and you could get into accident. Okay, so one of the example I like to quote is if you invest, in the stock market, like going to a casino to gamble, then that is actually very risky. Okay, so in ultimate investing, right, actually we have a system for our students to follow, where we actually invest and teach them to follow the rules. A lot of time, right, we reduce the risk by teaching them the system, but the system is not difficult to follow.
Mm.
Okay, but following it, right, takes discipline. So a lot of times we actually emphasize a lot on mindset training, what you should do and what you should not do. So if you invest, like you go to a casino, then actually that is not a very good investment system. Yeah. So actually, on one thing I like to talk about a casino is also, if you go to a casino, right? Do you know why the house, or we call the house, always wins? One of the reasons,
The banker.
yeah, the banker is always win, because actually in the casino, all the card games and all the games have been designed so that the host on the banker have the odds with them. So the odds are actually against
Mm.
you. So that's why even in investing, we have to know what are the odds against us, and we go for the trades that have the odds in our favor. So that's why having a system is actually important. And I think the perception that Cheryl is talking about, it is risky if you don't know what you are doing. But if you know what you are doing, actually, you can actually manage the risk.
I think we can relate this back to just now the example I was sharing about cycling. When like I was mentioning that I see more cyclists on the PCS not wearing helmets.
Yes,
So it's a little bit of like how do you manage the risk versus risky,
yes.
even like simple things like that. Wow, that is like a lot of profound knowledge in this, yeah. So Paul, do you need a big budget to start to do investment?
Okay, so when we think budget, right, most
Mm.
of the time we'll think about this thing called capital. And when we
Yeah.
think about capital, you always relate to money, right?
Mm.
Okay, this is one of, to me, right, this is one of the three criteria that you need in terms of budget. But there are
Okay.
actually two more things which are quite important, and a lot of time people forget about that. Okay, one of the thing is time. When you want to learn the investing system and you want to actually implement it, you need to have some level of time to do that. You can't say that I don't have time to actually do this thing. I still want my money to actually grow very
Mm.
fast. Okay, so it needs time. And the second thing, which is equally important, is actually interest. Okay, why I say interest is because to me, investing is like a lifestyle. After a while, right, if you have the interest, it actually become part of your life. So a lifestyle can be sustained, okay, if your interest is being kept alive for that. So having interest in things that you're investing in is also very important. So to me, right, when it talks about budget, right, there are three
Mm.
things that I think you'll be needed. One is time, second is actual interest, and lastly, then it comes to the money. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you all will be wondering, so how much time, interest, and money do you need? So
Yes.
actually, for us, right, in ultimate investing, our students, right, usually will start investing after attending our 2 day boot camp. So the
Mm.
2 day boot camp is very intense. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, currently it's being conducted online. So
Mm-hmm.
intense 2 day boot camp, but we actually give you the system to how to invest safely. Okay,
Okay.
and after that, right, what the student need to do is only to spend about 15 to 30 minutes every day to look at the trades that they are, to manage the trades and stuff. So in terms of time investment, that's about 30 minutes a day. It's not
Mm-hmm.
a lot, but again, if you do not have the interest of this 30 minute may be hard to sustain. Just like exercising, okay,
True.
it's actually quite easy to keep fit by doing exercise like 30 minutes a day. But how many people can do it every single day? So it
That's
still
right.
comes back to the interest. So
That's right.
in terms of the money capital, right? Some of our students start as little as 1,000 Singapore dollars. So it's
Mm.
not some people have the perception that, oh, investing will need a lot of money and stuff like that. Not necessary. You have, if you have a system and you can progressively build it up, you don't really need a lot of money to start with.
Mm. Exactly. I always thought that if you want to invest in like shares or sort of things like that, you really need a lot of money. It's like minimum you need
Yes.
a four-figure sum, something like this,
Mm.
or even more.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's why also because people think of that because we are exposed to the Singapore market where
Okay.
stocks need to be bought in a certain lot size. Okay, sometimes a
Ah.
thousand shares, or but in
Mm.
US, the good thing is you can actually buy just one single share. Yeah,
Oh.
so it's there's a little bit of a difference in there. Yeah.
So look like before you can reap your result in getting the money, you really need to put in the time, invest your time, and also
Yes.
cultivate the interest. Just like what Mabel mentioned earlier on, like after this COVID, right? How many of these people can actually continue to sustain that healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
precisely. Yeah.
Yeah. We attended a few of your webinars sharing some, realize that there is a lot of homework to do. And as you mentioned it just now, you not only just go through the boot camp every day, you also need to put in the time. But we also come to think that, is it just go for the popular one where someone has probably tell you that, hey, this stock is good, I make some money in it, I think you should also invest? Or should we like start with a company that we have interest in, or look at the industry that we are familiar with, because of something that we are familiar, it helps to cultivate that interest? Is this how we should start?
Yes, I would recommend people who want to start up investing to do it within what we call a circle of interest. That means things that you're interested in. Example,
Mm.
Mabel and Cheryl, you are in
Mm.
the travel industry and you
Yes.
like cycling and stuff. So
Yes.
invest in things that are related, like hotels. Example, airline is not probably the best to invest now. Things like that,
Mm.
because that will help you sustain their interest and you are also familiar with the industry and stuff like that.
Okay. What about
Actually,
like
yeah,
a sporting company? Because like we are engaged in sport, we were always like going for like something like UV shirts,
yeah,
something like this, or the best cap that will help you to what cut the wind, something like that. So do you think like
yes,
sporting company like that, we should also
yeah,
cultivate the interest in?
yes. Actually, interestingly, besides the ultimately invest series that I did with you guys on
Mm.
travel, I also did one
Mm.
with a fitness instructor, and we look at companies like Nike, Under Armour, Lululemon, and stuff like that. So
Mm.
some of these companies, right, actually have been growing very well despite the COVID-19 because their online sales are still doing well and stuff like that. So they are actually good companies to invest in, even in these situations. Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, okay, okay. We often hear people say that the best time to invest is during bad times. Is this statement true?
Actually, to me, right, the best time to invest is anytime when you are ready. Okay, why I
Oh,
say that? Okay, there's actually three ways the market can move. Okay, they can move upwards, they can move downwards, or sometimes we say the market is going nowhere, is moving sideways. Okay, actually, in our ultimate investing system, we can actually make money in all three directions. So you can make money when the market goes up, you can make market money when the market comes down, and make money when the
Oh.
market's gone sideways. So there are ways
oh,
you can make money for that. But the thing is, you must be ready. So
Mm.
whichever you attended our course or you learn something from the internet and stuff like that, you must have something, uh, a system that you are ready that you can implement before you can do it. So if you ask me, there isn't really a bad time to invest. Of course, in a bad time, usually people will be looking at to pick up some bargains.
mm,
But sometimes you also must be careful about the bargains because, as we say in stocks, right, cheap can go cheaper, and sometimes
Mm.
expensive can go even higher. So I think
oh,
important is you must invest when you are ready. That means you have a system that you can follow. I think that is very, very important. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Then earlier on, you mentioned about the investment bootcamp that you have. If there are people who are interested, where will you direct them to?
Okay. I will divert them to actually our Telegram group. So the Telegram group is t.me / ultimate Investor SG. So maybe Mabel can help me type it into the group. It's
Okay.
t.me/Ultimate Investor SG. So
Investor.
yes,
Okay.
Investor SG. So
Okay.
actually for this Telegram group, it's actually a free Telegram group which we started. We actually started it at the COVID period, and we currently now have about 800 subscribers already. So what you'll get in this Telegram group, right? You actually get information about Singapore stocks, information about US stocks, and also some basic teaching of how to buy the stocks and stuff like that. So we run
Oh,
different videos and also Facebook Live, okay, for people in the Telegram to get interested and to get familiar with investing.
I
Okay.
see. We actually have a question here from Faustina. She's asking, is the boot camp related to value investing?
Yes, okay. Very good question, Faustina. So our ultimate investing method is we use value investing principle of looking at good companies. Okay, so this is our first step. So this is how we actually filter to the companies that we want to invest in. But on top of that, after that, what we look at is also the market directions and also how the stock has been performing in the market. So we look at this thing called technical analysis. So in short, it comprises value investing as a shortlisting criteria, and then we actually time our entry using the technical charts.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So when we want to start investing, right, what are some of the requirements we need to have?
Okay, so just now, like I mentioned, right, very important, I think you must have a system, okay? Whether you learn it from YouTube, whether you learn it from a book or something, you must have a system before you start. A lot of people just jump into investing without really learning and think that you can learn on the way. It doesn't work that way. You need to have a system and then learn from the system and then validate that this system is working for you before you can move on. So try not to just jump into it. Try to learn from a system. Any system is a good start, but you must have a
Okay.
system. And I think the more logistically, I think you need to be 18 years old and above to open a CDB account in Singapore and
Mm.
also open a brokerage account. Yeah, so I think these are the two things that you will need, and some spare cash that you do not need. Usually, we encourage people to invest with money that you do not need for the next 2-3 years, so that
Okay.
you can actually put it into the market and let the money work for you. Yeah.
Okay. So this one goes back to just now we talked about risk and risky. Don't just jump into it because that can be very risky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You need to learn from a system, maybe find the right system that you are comfortable with, then you start from there. Yeah. So
Yes.
so
Correct.
it is something that is not that you should jump in a haste. Do it slowly and then you will
Yes.
start to see your results.
Yes. Actually, investing, right? There's no hurry, and actually
Mm.
sometimes when you are more kanchong, right?
Mm.
Actually make mistakes.
Mhm.
So in our course, right, what we do is besides giving you the system of how to follow it, we emphasize a lot on mindsets. Okay, on mindsets on how to overcome certain instincts that are actually in a person. Example,
Mm.
there is a very famous four acronym now called FOMO.
Ah,
A
Oh
yeah.
lot of
yeah.
a lot of people will have this FOMO thing as example. Now the stock market 2 months ago it came down because of COVID, but now the market is actually going up and stuff. So some of the stocks are hitting new highs. So should I jump in because other people jump in? Should I jump in? So this is what we call FOMO. So we
Mm.
teach our students how to actually not to have this FOMO. Do your homework. Make sure that this is something that you like and something that you want to invest in before you go in. And I think either Mabel or Cheryl was talking about, do you follow people's advice,
Mm.
well, or should I say popular stock? I think that one is actually quite dangerous because in investing, right, there are different time frames that you are actually looking at. Some people can trade for, let's say, only a 1 week, but some people is looking at 5-6 years down the road. So when the person tell you that this is a good buy, he may not necessarily tell you, I'm going to hold it for only just this week, or I'm going to hold it for 5 years and stuff like that. Because with different time frame, you actually have different trading methods to do. So the same stock, right, with a different time frame, could means that if a shorter time frame, now it means that I can actually, I should short the stock, meaning that I want the stock, the price to come down. But in the longer time frame, it means that I can actually long the stock. So time frame is also very important in investing for stocks and shares.
Okay, because sometimes people may want to buy it as a long-term investment. So whether like some of the stocks now may have come down, but for them it's like it's okay. I'm not thinking of short term. I see, I see that there is potential in this company. Where are their plans for the next 3 to 5 years? And I see that there is a potential for their stock shares to go up to certain price value. So it is okay to continue to put my money in there and then let it grow.
Yes,
Right?
so that's why you realize that I'm a bit nagging. I always come back to you must have an interest in that company. If this is a company that you have interest and you have actually research about it and you're comfortable, buying it at this price, then you can actually hold it over the long term and forget about the market fluctuations. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, one of the very famous value investor, Warren Buffett. Okay, he actually says in the short run, the market is a voting machine. So whoever gets the more popular votes will move up. But in the long run, it is actually a weighing machine. Okay, so in the long
Okay.
run, this company, the true value of the company, right, will show in the weight. Yeah.
Okay. Faustina also
Wow.
wants to share a quote from Warren Buffett.
Oh,
Be
okay.
fearful when others are greedy. Be
Yeah.
greedy when others are fearful. Wow, very
Yeah.
profound.
Yeah, actually, this is one of very popular quotes from Warren Buffett also. But in my opinion, right, it is true. In the sense that when everybody is actually running away, okay, it could create you an opportunity. Okay, but sometimes, right, when how should I say they may not be. This is what we call the contrarian theory lah. That means when people are running away, right? That means there's an opportunity and you can actually go and scoop up the price at a low price. But against, I would say, do not follow this blindly, because some companies, right, when everybody is running away, it's just a sign that actually this company is really going very bad, going rock bottom. It could be even going bankrupt. So again, I think back to the fundamentals, we must assess the business perspective of things. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So to the
Okay.
viewers and our audience, if you have any questions about investing, please throw them on into the comments and then we'll get Paul to answer them.
Sure.
So Paul, come, let's pick your brain a bit. We talk about social media
Mm.
platform. Few years ago, when we started to be familiar with social media, there aren't a lot in the market. I
Mhm.
mean the few big ones that are still hanging strong now. Then slowly we start to see a lot more social media platforms coming on, and then it's like now you have Telegram, and I see that a lot of people are on Telegram, and then now like for the young people, it's the TikTok, all these coming up. So
Yes.
in so many of all the social media platforms, which is the ones you think that they will last long, very promising? Maybe they are
Okay.
able to get more funds when they get listed, some of them, or when other capitalist thinks that they have the potential and start to invest in them.
Okay. Actually, currently, if you look at the landscape, I would say the most dominant would probably be Facebook.
Mm.
So because Instagram is also owned by Facebook. So whether you are doing a Facebook post or you are doing on Instagram, actually the mother company still goes to Facebook. So this is the in our course, right? We teach people how to identify what we call a modes of a company. So when we talk about modes, it's like a um, a defense of a castle that prevents other companies from coming in to attack the business. So Facebook in this case have quite a strong moat because they are so dominant. So they actually have created a strong moat for them in this case. Okay, but if you ask me, up and coming one, um, actually I'm looking at TikTok. It's owned by this company called ByteDance, but it's actually not listed. It's a private China company.
Mm.
Okay,
Oh,
it's actually very very. There's a lot of um, angel investor into TikTok and, and stuff like that. And it's one of the fastest growing social media platform till date that we are seeing. And if you look at the trends of social media, we like to see that actually video starts to become more popular than just posting. If you
Yes.
look at it, maybe 3 to 5 years, or maybe let's say going back when Twitter was very popular, people are just happy about just typing a few words and make some
yeah.
announcement, and people will follow you. Then after that, you realize that no, I can't. For me to follow my post, right, I need to post beautiful pictures and stuff like that. That's where Instagram actually become very very popular. But now you realize
Yes.
that whichever social media, right, everybody is going to video, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook. Everybody is looking at videos, and even YouTube is becoming so popular. Yeah, so video seems to be the next the thing going on, and a lot of companies are actually looking into this area of the business. Yeah.
Indeed, because we do a lot of social media marketing, especially on Facebook, because that's where our Travel Wonders audience is there. And we realize that if you just post pictures or this, the reach is not high. But once you put up a video, right,
Yeah.
Facebook will actually increase your reach. So we also come to realize that this is also what the direction that Facebook is going into. Even on Instagram, they are promoting a lot on their videos, IGTV,
Yes.
very heavily. Yeah,
Correct. So
yeah.
so video seems to be the new in content, and actually with COVID-19, right, the new darling of sort of this is actually live streaming. You just realize
Yes.
that we
Ah,
are
yeah.
streaming on B.live, and then
Mm.
for my company we actually use Zoom ourselves a lot, and then now you see that all the big boys are actually going to this space. Google have this thing called Google Meet,
Mm.
and then yeah, so everybody is going into this. Actually, one of my co-founders in in ultimate investing, what we did was he did actually what we call a buy or buy. It means buy is buy, to buy,
Mm.
buy or buy scheme. And we
Oh,
actually did
okay.
one on Zoom recently.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to find out whether it's a buy or buy, maybe you all can just join the Telegram group and then look for the information. I should
Okay.
just leave it as a mystery at the moment.
Okay. So this is open to everybody.
Yes, it's open for everybody. It's free. Okay, so there's no obligations. Our main idea is to get Singaporeans to be more familiar and accustomed to investing. So this is
Okay.
our main reach. Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
anybody who is interested, you can look for Ultimate Investing Telegram on our
Yeah.
Mm.
comments. So we have Dorothy. Dorothy here, she has a question. She want to ask you, do you have any advice or tips about SIA shares
SIA
now?
share.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is sort of the most popular questions we can ask these days. Um, like I mentioned, airline currently is not in the best situation. Like probably Mabel and Cheryl also know. Actually, it was Cheryl who told me that for airline to go back to what it used to be, it is actually will take a very very long time.
Yes.
Okay, so to me, I think personally I would not think I would want to buy SIA shares now because there's so much uncertainty about it. Even though let's say the company is actually sorry, the government is actually bailing up them,
Mm.
but bailing up is to sustain, but whether they can return back to their normal operation, I think it will still take some time and stuff. So personally, I would not think it is a good buy at the moment. Just like I say, if the price is low, but potentially it could go lower if business doesn't turn around. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And then we have another question. Angeline, she asked,
Yes.
how true is this and what is your advice? There is danger in investing in a business with too much debt, asset heavy, or and too little cash. And when crisis hits, there isn't enough cash to tide over the bad times and the company goes into bankruptcy?
Wow. Okay. Very good question. I just wondering, is Angeline part of our? I don't think she's our student, but actually, what she asked is very, very is very apt to what we are doing. Actually, when we look at the fundamentals of the companies, there's five criteria that we are looking at. Actually, two of them, right, is actually cash and debt. So as rightly pointed out by Angeline, right, too much debt, right, or we call it asset heavy, is dangerous, especially in times like that. Okay, because example, one of the example we did was cruise liners. Cruise liner is actually assets heavy because they actually have to buy the cruise and then they have to pay off in I don't know 10, 15 years. Every month they have to actually pay the mortgage on that. Okay, but now when there is no business, okay, no money coming in, but they still have to pay for this. So that's why we don't like company with too much debt. Okay, so that's why in our course, right, we actually teach people how to look for ways we can actually see whether this company can service its debt. Okay, so there is some terminology which we look for in the financial report to see how long the company can service the debt without actually getting any income. So this is something we teach. And also, too little cash is also bad. Yes, because with cash, especially in times like that, right, you can hold on for the long term. Example, if you have a company that don't have much cash now, it depends on the business revenue coming in every month um, to sustain its operation. So let's say if it has to be closed, the business has to close down for 3 months or even 6 months, then the company will not be able to sustain, and there's a high chance that the company will actually go into bankruptcy. So what Angeline said is actually very true, and I would say that we like company with cash and we don't like company with too much debt.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think this one goes back to previously we have the discussion when we are talking about our travel and tourism industry. That we thought, oh yeah, airlines they have assets, cruise company they have assets. Then we also thought that the hotel industry will also be like assets heavy. Until when we start to discuss and go into study, then we realize that actually the hotels long ago has already changed their business model,
Yes,
right?
in the
Nowadays they
1980s.
don't own hotels anymore.
They are basically a franchise model, and
Yes,
almost the risks are to the franchisee. So they own the hotel, they just operate it, and then they
yes,
get a cut from it. So
yes.
actually, it's quite a beautiful business model, and I think the travel industry or the hotel industry have figured that out actually 20 years ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and
True.
and I think that is how Airbnb comes into play. That
Yes.
they are such a huge international company, yet they don't own any of the rooms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now we jump off to the banking industry.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Dorothy. Okay.
Yes, Dorothy
Dor-
asked what about DBS Bank? Since SIA,
Okay.
we don't look at it, then what about DBS Bank, another local firm?
Okay. Although I don't specialize in Singapore stocks, I say I specialize in US stock, but I do keep a lookout for DBS Bank. DBS actually banks, right? Banks in Singapore, I would think are relatively good to actually to invest in. Why? Because in Singapore, our banking financial regulations is very very strong. Okay,
Mm,
so and these banks, right, in order to operate the bank to maintain the banking license, they have to meet very stringent requirements. So it's quite unlikely for a bank in Singapore to actually go bankrupt. Okay, so that's the first thing
mm,
I like. Okay, like no but for that, right? Okay, so in terms of DBS Bank, if you look for Singapore, right, I will generally look for companies that actually give me good dividend. So actually, I don't know what's the current price of DBS, but about 2 3 weeks ago when I was looking at it, okay, at that time, the dividend yield of this DBS Bank is quite good. I think it's about 6 to 7%. Need to double check again. So what it means that this at this current price, if you buy the DBS Bank and keep it, it will give you 6 to 7% dividend every year. So as a dividend play, we call it, is quite a attractive um, um, position. And secondly, also because it's very unlikely that DBS will ever go bankrupt. So this is something that I can buy and hold for a longer term. Whether this is a good price to go in currently, or is this the rock bottom, I don't know. But if I'm satisfied with a 6 to 7% dividend, then it's okay to just buy some of DBS and just keep it. Yeah.
Okay, we have a food for thought from Faustina in regards to Dorothy's questions. My thoughts and
Okay.
takeaway, look at the senior management and their views forward of DBS
Oh
Bank.
yeah. Okay. Wow. I guess you guys are really Faustina and Angeline, wow, they are really shrewd investors. Yes.
Are they?
Yeah, because management to me, I think is important, and a lot of time when I look at management reports and stuff like that, right, it tells me whether they are truthful. I think what is most important in a management is the person need to be truthful and stuff like that. Okay, so actually I had Facebook just reminded me about 3 years ago when I was having dinner with about two our investing friend. Okay, we actually bumped into the CEO of DBS. Okay, we actually bumped into he's holding a event over there, and then my friend who is very outspoken and just want to do it. Hi, Mr. CEO, can we talk and stuff like that. So he was talking at the end. At the time, he was actually he sold away a portion of his stock options that was given to him. So my friend was asking him, why do you sell away the stock and share? So then he said, hey guys, we have to be a bit practical here. Okay, he said that previously when he used to work in Citibank, okay, when he worked in Citibank, the price actually go from $50, okay, all the way down to I think $1. Okay, and most of his remuneration actually is actually in share options. Okay, so for him, he say that now the reason why I sell is because he say that he needs to he wants to buy a house for two of the children. Okay, so he sold that to actually do a down payment for the children and stuff like that. So the thing is, how we assess it is he's being very truthful and very tactless. He's being very truthful to say that. That's the reason why I sell is like that. He's not trying to hide the fact that, oh no, I don't sell it because of certain things and stuff. So looking at management is actually important, but it's not so easy because most of the time, right, we do not have close access to people of management. So the only way I do it is actually I look at their annual report, see what they actually plan to talk about. They say that, okay, next year I plan to do this, and then I look at the next year. So do they actually achieve this? And if they do not achieve this, do they give actually a very truthful account of it? But some management, right, in the US and also in Singapore, they will try to be a bit, they will not like talk about bad news. So they will try to scarf around it and stuff like that. So this type of management, I'll be a bit wary because if they are not really truthful to you, then I'm a bit worried about that. Yeah.
Okay, I think that is like a bit of our culture.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't like to talk
Air
about
your
bad news.
dirty
Yeah, or air your dirty needle. Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So do we still have any more questions from the floor for Paul?
I think we have covered all the questions already.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. Then we shall move on. Before we end today's chatter, I would like to share with you about our virtual travel talk this Friday. We will be inviting Miss Pei Ling, representing Tourism New Zealand, on board to share about New Zealand. Tune in to Travels Wonder Facebook at 9:30 p.m. Singapore time to hear all about it live. For next Wednesday chatter at 3:30 p.m., we are inviting Miss Iris Tay, who will showcase how we can incorporate Chinese herbs into your baking to make it more interesting. Oh, Mabel, I kind of like this idea of indulging in desserts and jiapo at the same time. Make us feel less guilty, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. And we can paste a healthier choice label on it.
Do I get points on the app?
Yeah, maybe I scan the QR code.
Yes. So
Okay.
this session,
This session will be rebroadcasted and you can Yeah, and you can find it on our Facebook page later. If you enjoyed today's chatter, don't forget to give us any likes, comments, and share. Remember, we have a luggage belt with TSA locks sponsored by Uniworld Boutique River Cruising to be won. Contests will close this Friday, so you can continue to comment or share our posts with your friends and family.
Once again, a big thank you to Paul for your time in sharing with us about ultimate investing. Let's take a group photo before we log off.
Yep.
Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay,
Okay, thank
thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you,
And thank you
everybody.
everyone for tuning in. See you.
Bye-bye. See you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.